Hello, everyone. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Manjari Nadkarni, Ayurvedic MD, registered holistic nutritionist, and certified base allergy consultant. I am live on Facebook as well as Instagram. Today, we are going to talk about another super important topic in regards to November, which is the month specific for men's health related conditions. And today, we are going to talk about shattering the stigma of mental health, especially in men. So that is the topic for today. If you are watching this live, you can say a quick hi. If you are watching this as a replay, you can post any questions that you have in regarding to today's topic. And if you have any suggestions for any topic, you can also post those. So without taking much time, I will start discussing today's topic. I'm going to just say a quick hi to Atre Ayurvedic Clinic, who's here. So why is this topic extremely important? Because men's mental health does not receive as much attention, especially from men themselves, right? So if you look at the statistics, you will see that an estimated 4,000 suicide deaths in Canada, around 75% are men. 1 million men would suffer from depression every year in Canada, and they are not going to use mental health services. Only 30% of men are going to reach out to mental health practitioners, right? So there are so many societal norms, there are so many, gender based roles, and so many like gender appropriate reaction should be there, social expectations should be there, and they will all create a huge impact on men. And this is one of the reasons why men will often not seek any help. The other reason also is that men's depression can look very different, right, than a typical depression. The signs of depression can be not as easily understood in men because of how differently they are showing up. And that's what we are going to discuss, and then we're going to talk about some simple strategies where you can support the men in your life. Or if you are a man yourself, you can definitely take some steps that will help you uh, get your mental health on track. So that's what we are going to discuss today, right? So one important thing is, like mental health still is not understood very well. Like how diabetes or high blood pressure or broken bones are seen from a physical aspect. Often the signs of mental health are not seen to others visibly, but they're only known to the one who's struggling from them. And that is why there is not enough emotional pain, or sometimes mental health issues which will limit your ability to move, to function. Nobody is going to see that, and that is one of the reasons why often it will go unchecked in men, right? And there are so many roles that often are gender defined roles that men should play, that men are not weak, right? So often if somebody equates depression with a sign of weakness, they are like, oh, I'm a man, I should not be weak, I should just go on and on even if things are not working out well. Or they often don't even recognize that what they're experiencing are signs and symptoms of depression. Often men, because of the roles that they are put into, that, oh, I am like the patriarch of the family, or I am the one who's in control of everything, I can't reach out, or it is weak to reach out. So even if they know the symptoms, they may not really reach out for anybody's help. And there is this notion that real men sort out their own problems, right? So often men can fall into a trap of these social norms, or gender defined roles, and that is one of the reasons why people will not reach out. And the other one is that typical signs of depression, if you are looking at some of the typical signs and symptoms of depression, you will see that there is depression, there is increased pleasure from doing the things that you were doing before, there is a lot of fatigue, there is a lot of changes in the sleep pattern, changes in concentration. So these are all signs, but in men, it may be seen as irritability or aggression rather than feeling like a low mood. Often, men, if they start getting irritable, they start getting short tempered when they were not previously, they start getting aggressive. It can be a sign of depression. Physical pain can be a sign of depression. Risk taking recklessness, can be a sign of depression. And any kind of substance abuse, if you are looking at alcohol, if you are looking at drugs, that can be a sign that they are coping with the wrong things when it comes to depression. And that is why we need to make sure that you have to seek some help, and you have to create some strategy if you are dealing with such symptoms, right? So again, there are so many myths here that depression is a sign of weakness, or men shouldn't share their emotions, or men shouldn't ask for help. A guy with enough willpower should be able to snap out of it, right? So depression, again, there are so many levels and factors when somebody is depressed. It could be a part related to uh, your biochemical imbalance. Definitely there could be some life situations going on which are extremely difficult to deal with. There could be any other imbalances in the body that could be extremely difficult to deal with. So even understanding the root cause, and that's what we do in Ayurveda. Even if we are looking at mental health related conditions, or we are looking at physical health related conditions, we are always going to focus on finding the root cause, and that helps you at least understand what's going on and get some help regarding the depression that you're facing. So now, what should you do if you find somebody that is going through such changes? The number one thing is to strike a conversation with them, that okay, I have seen this changes in you, and why don't we discuss it, and why don't we try to understand and seek help for it, right? Often men may not even know what's really going on with them, or if they are dealing with such signs of depression. But if you start noticing any of these signs, if you start noticing somebody's irritable way more than the person was before, or if you start noticing that there is a personality change, always talking to a mental health practitioner, or even reaching out to your primary healthcare practitioner, because they can offer some testings, they can offer some questionnaires where we can find out whether you are depressed or not. And often talking to a counselor could be a first good step, right? Now when it comes to counseling, there is always a problem that I see with my clients is, it's a lot of investment, or they don't necessarily have the coverage for it. But there are places where you can reach out, where counseling is also paid by the government, right? So you can reach out to your primary healthcare practitioner, and they can also direct you to some places where you can go for counseling, you can go for one-on-one support, and you can help understand what's going on. At the same time, as a holistic practitioner, the way I work is I help you with your diet, with your lifestyle. We can take baby steps with it. And the food is always a crucial part of any health issue, whether we are looking at mental health, whether we are looking at physical health, because it is the food that you're eating which will eventually be the raw material for the neurotransmitters like serotonin. Serotonin is the one that is your happiness chemical. There is dopamine, which is based with reward system, and the will to do different things. So there is an entire interplay of different neurotransmitters in your body that is affected by the food that you eat. So we need to make sure that you have a proper diet, you have a diet that is rich in nutrients and not just rich in calories, right? We need to take out certain foods that you are reacting to. There are often foods that will create a lot of inflammation in your body, and those inflammatory foods are going to uh, have a huge negative impact on your mental health. So we need to be able to take those foods out as well, right? Then there are some simple strategies. In Ayurveda, we talk about, the body, mind, senses, and soul as a four-part equation when it comes to health. So we can discuss about, sensory inputs. If you're constantly, engaging in news regarding war or doomsday predictions, or certain things, we need to change that as well, because everything that you bring from externally to your mind is going to have an impact on you. And if you are already feeling depressed or already struggling with some signs of, mental health related issues, bringing more of these stressful events that are happening in the world outside and constantly thinking about them are not going to help you. Points, I know we go through stressful times as a collective, but when you are looking at your own health, you need to be able to disconnect with what's happening outside to be able to focus on what's going on inside. So that's another strategy. And there are several different simple herbs or dietary strategies that also help regulate your sleep patterns, that can help with, normalizing the hormones in your body. Again, with Ayurveda, we try to understand the root cause. We try to make sure that all your body is balanced in terms of your mind, your senses, your physical body, and that will help, with shattering the stigma around men's mental health, by getting the proper support that you need. So this is a short topic I wanted to talk about. If you have noticed any changes in the personalities or, of the men around you, initiate a conversation. That is the first step. There should not be any stigma when it comes to mental health, be it any gender. And it is definitely okay to talk about depression, whether you are like a man or a woman, and just ignoring is not going to go away, right? So you have to build a team. If you are somebody who's going through this, you have to build a team of support, whether it's your friends, whether it's your family. You can look at so many different options, whether you want to go the modern route or the allopathic route by, going for certain medications, or you want to go for natural route, working with your diet, your lifestyle, some simple herbs, but recovery is 100% possible. And if we all focus on this, on getting the men the support that they need, we will be able to create a huge impact, um, and normalize this mental health conversation, right? So if you have any questions, you can post it below. So this was just like a short talk. I will be back next week with another session on Wellness Wednesday. I will see you then. Thanks for watching.